Listen, folks, Game 3 of the NBA Finals in the books. I'll tell you, everybody keeps talking about the ratings, this, ratings, that. If you're not watching, you're missing out.
Right. You're
missing out on some really good basketball. You're missing out on team basketball. You're missing out on superstars out there on the court doing their thing. You're missing out on a lot. Last night, this NBA Finals Game 3, 15 ties. 13 ties were all we saw in the entirety of last year's Boston-Dallas Finals. The entirety of that series.
Really?
Last night we saw 15 ties, and there were tons of lead changes as well. In just one game, we saw 2 more ties in an NBA Finals game than we saw in the entirety of the NBA Finals last year.
Last year it wasn't close.
Well, I understand that. That's what I'm saying. But hey, it's Boston versus Dallas. I mean, it was Luka. It was Tatum. Games
weren't all that great.
Tatum was those are the games during the summer Tatum actually played in.
Wow.
Last night, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 24 points. Chet Holmgren, 20. Jalen Williams, 26. Halliburton, 22, 11, and 9. We had Jeff Teague on the program from the 520 pod, right? The 520 Club podcast.
Yep.
He was saying Halliburton needs to be more aggressive. Stop passing all the time. Don't be pass first sometimes. Well, 22, 11, and 9. That's a check that box.
Yep.
That one worked last night. Everybody wearing the same shirt in Indiana as well. And there was Caitlin Clark, who, by the way, the Pacers are now 8-0 in games in which she appears.
I saw that.
Okay, so
let me tell you what we're doing moving forward.
Guess what she's doing Friday night.
Yep.
Reggie Miller's there in full-on Indiana Pacers old school gear, no doubt. Is that his son sitting next to him with him at the chokehold? Yeah. This photograph right here, let me just explain this to people. This is triggering to a Knicks fan. Not just because of what his son is wearing, but that's okay.
Just because of Reggie himself.
Well, I mean, this is a man who called the Knicks Eastern Conference Finals, lost to the Pacers, and this is what he's doing in his spare time? That stuff's not going to creep into his commentary?
You see the big O right there, too?
Whatever.
Rich?
Yes, and of course, Oscar Robertson is there as well. Speaking of somebody almost triple-doubling, that would have been nice in honor of the big O being there. But obviously, this is Reggie. He can do what he wants in his spare time.
Yeah, he's not working.
At any rate, Pacers are halfway to the Larry O.B. They are up 2-1, and the reason why is 2. 1, they're a complete team. They crushed in bench points last night, 49-18. Ooh. The guy on the screen right there, T.J. McConnell, ever since they started recording steals and assists and whatever, ever since it's been started to be charted as statistics, his 10 points, 5 assists, and 5 steals last night off the bench. Nobody had ever come off the bench and done that all in an NBA Finals game, according to the Associated Press.
That's wild.
And also, how about Benedict Mathurin? How about him?
Right.
He came off the bench last night and had 27 of the 49. Siakam with 21 points as well, and you could have more. Hey, listen, if you're going to put smaller guys on him, why doesn't he just turn and just use them as an antiperspirant? Just put that part of them right on his head and just turn and go and hit him. Miles Turner too. He likes the 3. I mean, didn't Barkley say that after the game as well? Just get your big ass down underneath. What are you doing out there? As only Charles can say. So that's one way to do it, is the bench points, and then do what they do, which is win the fourth quarter. How many times have we seen it? They're down 5 going to the fourth this time, which is, nothing to them. And they dominated that fourth quarter, 32-18. The Thunder had only 35% shooting in the fourth quarter. Obi Toppin is another guy coming off the bench. Yep. And the Thunder, how about this? In the regular season, leading going into the fourth quarter in the regular season, 61-2, which is really impressive when you know how many games you play in a regular season, 82. They led in the fourth quarter 63 of the 82 times in the regular season. I guess that's how you win 68 games in the regular season.
Sure is.
Yeah.
So they required all season long only 7 fourth quarter comebacks for wins, right? So they're 61-2 in the regular season when leading going into the fourth quarter. Now in the NBA Finals, they're 1-2 in that situation. As many losses in the NBA Finals in the first 3 games leading going into the fourth quarter than they had in the entirety of the regular season. Have I explained to you why the Pacers are up halfway through now? Mm-hmm. That's it. Coach Rick Carlisle, last we heard from him, said Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has 34 points just getting on the plane. Well, I guess he left 10 points in a carry-on bag over in the overhead bin because it was just 24 last night. And that's another way. Keep him off the line, keep him from scoring. And get the bench points. This is what Rick Carlisle had to say last night.
This is the kind of team that we are. We need everybody to be ready. It's not always going to be exactly the same guys that are stepping up with scoring and stuff like that. But this is how we got to do it, and we got to do it as a team. And we got to make it as hard as possible on them.
I got to tell you, Rick Carlisle, man, he keeps this up. Forget about the championship and the parade and being able to never pay for a meal in Indiana or in Indianapolis ever again. He keeps this up. Knicks are going to try and hire him.
Request permission to speak.
Honestly, if he keeps doing what he's doing, the Knicks might be interested in asking permission for his services.
Maybe.
Another reason why maybe firing Thibodeau is a little bit too soon, because the Pacers are doing it to everyone. Everyone. Now, Oklahoma City does have some more runway left here, right? There's some more train tracks here. We're not at the end of the road. That's, by the way, I just used a planes, trains, and automobiles analogy there.
And a Boys to Men song.
I didn't even know I was doing that. Sorry. Didn't even know that. Here's the problem, though. History. History has its eyes on the Pacers right now. That's a Hamilton reference. In the 41 previous NBA Finals that were tied at 1 game apiece, as this one was, the Game 3 winner went on to win it all 33 of the 41 times. We do the math through, that's 80.5%. We round up 81% of the time. The Game 3 winner in a tied after 2 games NBA Finals wins it all. So much for those 68 wins and everybody wearing the same blue shirts. They're in trouble. And Game 4, one would say, is an absolute must. Whatever the Pacers were able to figure out in the fourth quarter, whatever the Thunder had issues with last night, getting production from their bench or at all in the fourth quarter, they better figure it out, because the Pacers, I, as you know, like pointing out when I'm right or prescient or seeing forward and forgetting when I'm not. I kind of did I not say, was it mid Cleveland series or after they finished with Cleveland, anybody could win the title? Did I say that after the first round? And the Pacers keep overlooking them, man. Keep overlooking them. I think they're going to do it. I think they're going to do it. And the crazy thing is,
Vegas disagrees.
Vegas disagrees.
Yeah.
What is happening?
Yeah.
What is happening? Tell me about it.
The Thunder are still favorites.
How is that possible?
Minus 230. You can get the Pacers at plus 190 to win the championship.
But they have the same number of home games left. Mm-hmm. And the Pacers have a 1-game advantage. Mm-hmm. And have shown a knack for winning. What are we missing here? What are they missing here?
Unclear. Still incredible value on Indiana if you think they're going to close this out. But, 2 wins. The last one is the hardest one to get.
Of course.
The second to last one is the hardest to get also. So, yeah, they still have a long way to go.
You know what's the hardest to get to? Is the game 4 when you're down 2-1 in front of a frenzied house that includes a spotless Caitlin Clark, and that's the tough one to get.
Yeah.
And that's the one that Oklahoma City must get. Because if they do not, they will have to win 3 in a row. Take that, Vegas. What is that all about?
Take that for data.
All right, yeah, take that for data. And by the way, is Coach Fizdale available for the Knicks to go higher?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe they should start focusing on people. We'll hit that a little bit later. Okay. Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.